Is Dogecoin going to be the next Bitcoin? Well, that's the focus of our conversation with Clem Chambers of Investors Hub. Clem, you're laughing already. I know why. Welcome back.
Great to be back.
I don't think I've ever spoken about Dogecoin on our show yet. I think you are the first guest to visit this topic with me, so I'm very excited. Let's before we get into that, let's talk about a market overview. As we always do now. Clem, you're on the show last in September, which was a couple months ago. It felt like yesterday I spoke to you last, but it was September and you were calling for a market crash. Do you still think a market crash is happening?
Well, I think it was a couple of months before that I was predicting a market crash, and I came on your show and said, well, I kind of changed my mind. And, now I just think that they're going to print money to infinity, and that the value of money is going to be going down and down and down. And the numbers in front of your stock prices are going to be going up and up and up. Doesn't necessarily mean it will buy you a lot more, but I do think that the printing of money is just going to carry on, and that's going to push stocks up.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that you had moved all your assets into cash. Are you still in all cash now? I presume not.
I got back into quite a lot of crypto, as I think I said on one of your shows, and then I got slowly and then quicker and quicker back into equities. When the vaccine happened, when they said, yeah, this thing works, I basically jumped in head first, and I've been riding that wave ever since. And, they're just printing and up it's all going.
Right. Okay. And at what point did you change your mind on the market volatility?
Well, I mean, there's an old rule about trading, and that is trade what you see, not what you think. And, when the blooming thing isn't doing what you expect it to do, and it keeps proving you wrong, you can either become one of those bitter old men that say, the end of the world's coming and it's all wrong, or you can say, I might have made an error here. Mm-hmm. And, at the end of the day, the only thing that can explain what is happening and has happened is that there's going to be a lot of inflation. And I think that more and more people are coming around to that. And I've been an inflationist for a very long time. So the first thing I did was get into gold stocks. And that was the first ad that I made. And since then, I've kind of fanned out into things that are going to be pushed by all this printing.
Okay, and why cryptocurrencies? Why did you get back into crypto if you think inflation is going to happen? Do you think crypto's a good inflation hedge?
I was all over crypto, and I have been all over crypto for a couple of years. And in fact, I got out about a couple of months ago when Bitcoin hit 32,000. I mean, I got in at 6. And then being an equity person, when, you kind of make 6 times your money, I've got to run away. But what I did was I pivoted into decentralized finance because last time around, when the market came down, when Bitcoin fell, Ethereum kept going for a couple of weeks. And I think that will happen again. So basically, Bitcoin falling will be the early warning for the rest of it. But the spicy end is DeFi. And, I've been investing in things that have gone up 1,000% in the last 5 weeks. So being in Bitcoin for an extra 25% is nothing in comparison with what's going on in decentralized finance, which is the very, very exciting end, and is the next big thing, is the boom of 2021, as opposed to, we might see 60,000 on Bitcoin if we're lucky. But the stuff in DeFi has been going mental. And actually, it's gone so far, I'm kind of getting out of that as well. Because, if I see a 10x on something, I go. I don't care if it's going to go anymore.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about Dogecoin now. Let's move on to the topic du jour. This is look, I knew about it when it came out a couple years ago, several years ago now. It was a joke. Someone made a coin using a Shiba Inu meme called Doge. That was one of my personal favorite memes. And then someone made a coin in the likeness of Doge, which is the meme. And then it started trending. I remember when it was a couple million in market cap, then it hit 2 billion. I said to my friends, what's going on with this joke? And then it kind of fizzled out. And now it's back in the media. Can you give us a brief definition or description of the history of this coin?
Well, what happened was the Reddit community, which back then nobody really knew about unless you were young and funky or desperately trying to be young and funky like me, would know about it. And I don't call it Dogecoin, I call it Dogecoin. I'm going to be my own meme. But, the thing you have to understand about crypto is it's all about brand, okay? And it's all about the people that can cope with this new emergent stuff. And that's all the young people, right? So the kids are all over crypto like a rash. They're mega into it, and they got a sense of humor. Americans have learned irony because of the internet, and so they built a ironic cryptocurrency, and they did that by taking the code and basically copy pasting it, and then saying, "Hey, let's do a joke." Well, it's still a crypto. It still has mining. It still does what cryptos do. It's still a currency, and of course, therefore, it has a life of its own. They took the cork out of the bottle, and out came a genie, and it was Dogecoin. And I wrote a couple of years ago in Forbes saying that Dogecoin was a big, hairy deal because it represented the next generation of investors. The previous generation of investors was killed in the dot-com period. They all popped up and they went, yeah, Cisco, Juniper Network, blah, blah. And they got put to the sword by the market, as they always do. This is the next generation. And of course, they've gone straight into crypto. They went into crypto first before they mutated into the Wall Street Bets guys that were pushing around GameStop. But this is the next generation of investors after the one that was slayed in the dot-com boom. And they're having their way. It's only natural for them to go into crypto. Now, crypto, it feels like a joke. And it is a joke, but it's a real thing. And I actually had 1 million or 1.2 million Dogecoins back in the day, and it was worth just over a Bitcoin. Well, funny enough, it would probably be worth just a little bit over a Bitcoin now. But it's got brand. This whole market is about brand, and the equity market is about brand. Tesla's valuation, which is off the lunar scale, is because it's got a fantastic brand. And brand is important because we're living in an intangible world. World.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, Clem, I don't help me understand the Dogecoin brand. I mean, I understand the Tesla brand. I mean, at the end of the day, they make fantastic products. They have cars, they have battery packs, they have renewable energy grids. But what does Dogecoin do for the world?
Well, look, let me ask you this: are you wearing a pair of Yeezys?
I'm currently not, but I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, the younger generation would immediately know what I'm saying and go, yeah. So you're hip and young and groovy too, so that's great. But my age group goes, what the devil's that? Right? So, that is what drives that generation. That's their rock and roll. And crypto is their rock and roll. And Dogecoin is one of their favorite bands. Yeah. So this is just the next generation doing its thing. And that's what makes it powerful, because they are the emergent generation. They are the digital natives, and this is a digital native currency. So it's everything coming together. So they are, and also it isn't $40,000 a coin, so it's actually accessible to them, and they get it, and it's their in joke, and it's a real thing, and it's a brand, and they are even more brand centric and internet brand centric. That's what memes are, internet brands. So it's a confluence, an intersection of all these younger generation things, all crossing over with Dogecoin. And that's why someone like Musk is all over it like a rash. And by the way, I'm wearing orange in his honor, because this is probably going to be the color he'll be wearing if he keeps pumping Dogecoin. And, the younger generation and him, again, it's a confluence. That's why he would mention Dogecoin, because that's the leading edge, the tip of the spear of the whole crypto movement.
Yeah. Why do you think why Dogecoin has been around for a number of years? Why do you think it's just starting to really trend with mainstream media now? And you've got prominent industrialists and leaders of business like Elon Musk touting the coin. Why is it?
Well, I mean,
what's happening now?
I think that in a boom, everything rises. A rising tide raises all ships, and all the cryptos are going up. The Moneros of this world, et cetera, et cetera. They're all going up a lot. But obviously, when you have somebody who's influential, almost the ultimate influencer, Musk brings it up as much as anything as a joke, but also a joke that has an underlying and a deep meaning, right? It's natural for people to gravitate towards, again, the brand. It's got a very, very, very strong brand. Even though it's a joke that everybody knows. And, all these coins have gone up multiples. And because it's been brought to the fore by somebody who is absolutely a brand master, which is Musk, everybody now knows about it. So if you're new and you come to it, you go, I'll have a little bit of the Bitcoin, and I'll have, other ones do I know? The Dogecoin. Oh yeah, Dogecoin. I can have 100 of those. I'll have 500. Yes, please.
Yeah.
The power of the brand is overwhelmingly important in crypto, be it in tokens, be it Ethereum, be it crypto, whatever area of crypto you're looking at. Brand is the defining thing to look for in your investment, because that is what is going to drive those various pieces through what will be a gauntlet to survive and be the titans of the future in crypto. And that is going to happen over the next 10 years. These things are going to be absolutely gigantic.
Yeah, if you were to jump on something like Dogecoin now, what kind of investing or trading would that be? Would that be like trend investing, swing? Would you be catching the momentum?
Well,
how would you define that?
It's quite interesting because basically people coming in now are getting late to the party,
right?
And they've really got to decide what they're going to do. And I would say what you should be doing is not investing, not trading, but educating yourself. So if you buy Dogecoin, it's because you want to learn about Dogecoin and you want to learn about wallets and you want to learn about how it's mined and all the detail that you need to be able to make good investment decisions. So now if you're entering, you really, really want to be thinking about skilling up rather than about making money. With a bit of luck, you'll make a lot of money. Wow. But it is a skill game. It's very, very, very volatile business. These things can go up double overnight and crash in half the next day. It's a very, very dangerous market. It's a trader's market for sure. An investor's market right now, it's a very. I'm not investing right now. I'm trading it. I was investing it before it went up 400%, but now it's not a cheap market anymore. So you really are really want to know what it is you're trying to do. And if you're FOMOing, if you're aping as they call, don't ape into stuff. Don't get FOMO, because that's going to cost you a lot of money.
Well, speaking of FOMO, I mean, I was watching some vlogs on YouTube from some crypto traders, and some people were speculating that, like I opened with the segment, Dogecoin could be the next Bitcoin. There was a time when Bitcoin traded under $1, which is, Dogecoin is around 5 cents right now as we speak. Suppose we have similar adoption of Dogecoin as Bitcoin has seen its earlier days. Why can't it go above $1 or $5 or even $10?
I believe there's no limit on how many Dogecoins can be mined, although I think the inflation is like 3 or 4%.
Okay.
It has a brand, but it hasn't got the Bitcoin brand. So, there is the king, and that is Bitcoin, and it dwarfs everything else. And there's the queen, and that is Ethereum. And then there's a couple of princes out there, and then it's back down into the commoners. And, Bitcoin is heading towards $1 trillion worth of value, which is 14 or 15% of all the value of gold in the world. Doge is not the next Bitcoin in the same way as Bitcoin is not the next Doge. Mm-hmm. It is going to be a Bitcoin future, and it's going to be an Ethereum future. And the place where all the really exciting stuff is going to happen is in DeFi, which is basically a set of enterprises that use Ethereum tokens as if they are share certificates. Right. And that is enterprise meets crypto, which is a massive, massive new development. And that will, change everything even more than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just a platform for what's coming next. What comes next is more important. And, that is going to be things like Uniswap and SushiSwap and Cover and all those Gut Farm, Harvest, all those guys, Rareable. There's just an ocean of fabulous enterprises that are growing out of DeFi and Ethereum and everything that goes along with distributed authorities. And most people are going, what's the hell is he talking about? And the answer is, you've got to skill up on this stuff, because you will not win if you're not skilled. Start now, get skilled up, and you will make a lot of money. Yeah, well, Elon Musk has said that one of the concerns he has is that it's way too centralized, and Dogecoin is too centralized in the number of people who hold it. So only a minority of people hold the majority of Dogecoins out there. He's asking these Dogecoin holders to sell their coins before he gets in. What's he trying to do? Is he trying to push the price down? Well, I mean, he's got a point of view, but as he said, he's a novice in the whole blockchain idea. He's come to it late, or he may be a genius, but often people's geniuses are not the things they get asked about. Maybe he's not a crypto genius. Maybe he can land his rockets backwards from space on floating barges in storms very well, but maybe he's not a genius in crypto. The whole point about crypto is that it tends towards, well, decentralization is anarchy, right? So yes, everybody can tell everybody to what they think, but ultimately it's the hive, it's the mass of people getting involved that define whether it's a success or not. And Doge has already survived many years of all sorts of things, and it will go forward. It's gone beyond the ability for it to ever be stopped, and it will be 20 years time there will be Dogecoin, whether it be higher or lower. Who knows? There's so much that's going to be happening in this area, so many emergent things, that the way to go is to skill up on it, and because it's a whole new investment and trading segment with huge upside.
Yeah, so Clem, one of the questions I get from people is that, like you said, most cryptos have seen a parabolic rise in recent times. What's the entry point right now? Should I wait for a pullback? Should I get in now before it gets even higher? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, they've all seen parabolic rises.
Well, I know it's a bit weird what I just said earlier, but now is not the time to get in. Now's the time to buy your education by playing the market small. Because if you don't have any skills in this market, you will come unstuck. It's the same with equities.
Well, the FOMO crowd would say, Clem, I've been educating myself on the sidelines for 10 years.
Yeah, well,
Since 2010.
if you started it's too late. It's too late. That's the whole point about FOMO. People don't want it to be too late. But the time they're feeling FOMO, it is too late. So what is the next thing? And the next thing is DeFi. And use your money to play with it, to toy with it and learn.
Okay, so specific DeFi.
You'll do great.
Specific DeFi instruments now, Clem. What should I do? What should I be looking into?
Well, I can only tell you what I still hold. I mean, I loved Rarible, and then it went up tenfold in like 3 weeks. And then I thought, well, I can't hold this for 10 years if it's going to go up 10 times on me. But Rarible, once this is all over and the top has blown off it and it's all comes back down to earth, that's a fabulous one. Uniswap is going to be amazing. Band, which is Chainlink, is the king of DeFi at the moment. It's about 9 billion in market cap. Band is the number 2, and it's like 500 million in market cap. A lot of these projects are basically internet companies, and they're valued in the hundreds of millions. And it's amazing what's out there. So you've got people like Algorand, which is an alternative blockchain. You've got the Polygon guys, which were called Matic about 3 or 4 days ago, but have changed their name, and they've got a fabulous blockchain way of making Ethereum transactions really cheaper and various other stuff. What other ones do I really love at the moment? There's one called Farm, which is as crazy as a box of frogs, but it's vastly undervalued, and people who use it to save money are getting yields of 30, 40, 50%, which is unbelievable. You wouldn't believe that possible. Compound is another huge project backed by loads of VCs in California. Again, you can put your dollars there and get 14% yield. I mean, really? And it's not Bernie Madoff. This is a real thing, and it's all on the blockchain, and it's all up and down and kosher, and it's a fabulous thing. But 14% on your dollars? I mean, really? That's incredible, right? It's absolutely incredible. But the DeFi zone is incredible, and it's doing things like that because it takes out all the middlemen. It takes out all the gatekeepers that slice and dice all your money, which means you end up with basically nothing at the end of it. They don't have office blocks. They don't have CEOs that earn 100 million. And because they delayed all those costs, they can have financial services with that sort of punch. So Compound is a favorite of mine. Sushi Swap, another red hot thing. That's worth a couple of billion now. It's worth 300 million a few weeks ago. But things are toppy. But these are the names to remember when you're skilling up. Just skill up. And then over the next 10 or 20 years, if you skill up, you will make yourself a fortune, because this is the next big thing. This is an enormous wave, the DeFi wave. And it's going to absolutely upend everything in financial services that currently exists. And that's why there's fortunes to be made in it.
All right. Clem, we'll watch this space for sure. And I'm happy to get your update today. Thank you for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
All right, we'll speak again soon. And thank you for watching Kitco News. I'm David Lin.